Okay guys, so I just did the haul for all these fun things. I think we can start off with the peekaboo stamps. Like I said, I think I have these already. I will look for them, but sometimes it's easier to just open this package than going looking for stuff. But I try to keep everything together. I had to do with edgeables, and these normally are what they use with the edgeables, but these might be a little different. These look a little deeper, don't they? I think I have the Santa Claus I have the Santa Claus one, and I think when I did it, it was like a shorter one. So maybe, because maybe on the back they're showing that these are basically for this purpose, but, you know, I don't know. But, so we have these guys, and then we have the little shapes I need, of course, papers and, what's the word? Ink and stuff like that. And then I was thinking, they aren't that big, but let me see. I have my... People have been asking me to use the Empress more. I just want to see how deep this is. Yeah, I mean, if I put through here, I don't know that it's going to be able to do what we want. We will see, but I'll probably use the Gemini Junior. So let me get some of this stuff together. Maybe I'll use some of these new papers I got. I don't know, some of them are kind of old school looking, where this is more of a fresh, like maybe a kid's card. But let's get this all together and we will get started. Okay, guys, so the reason I even got these is because I really, really love the little elephant and the giraffe. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. I'm going to make this super overly complicated, I think, because I want to make a fun card that's not just your basic card. You guys already saw, I'll leave it in the end cap, when I used the character dies to make a card where there's a bear peeking out the back. You know what? Let me see if I can... you know, I'm not going to bring it out. But anyway, it's just a card, and then the little animal or whatever it was I chose, I don't remember right now, was on there. Maybe it was a cat. And the reason that one kind of bummed me out a little bit is because they should include a die, like in this set, for the whole body, right? Because what happened is on the other one is I started, you know, I did what you're supposed to do, stamp here, and then I stamped in the back, you know, as you see. On a white paper, and then I used my Spectrum Noir markers to color it in. So as you're coloring, obviously it's going to go through, right? You're going to see on the other side that Spectrum Noir, the ink's coming through. So you can do this, and you can color your little guy in with like your blend markers. What are they called? Not aqua blend, because that's water. What the other... I have them right here sitting in front of my face, but I can't see the name because it's covered up. The color blend markers, or pencils. Sorry, coloring pencils. Or you can cut this little guy out on white paper, whatever it is you're going to use, or, you know, go ahead and stamp him, color him in, cut it out, and then stamp the body in another color, you know, another white paper, color him in, cut him out. But this does not have a full body die, so if you do that, you're going to have to fussy cut around it. And I hope you understand what I'm saying. You'll see when we get to it. And then I wanted to do 2 of the shapes, and I wanted to still use the words, so I'm going to show you how you can use these dies to make a larger aperture. And so the card is going to be kind of an odd shaped card, but again, you know, we can make our own envelopes, so that's not a big deal. So I have these 2 guys. So to set up this card, I had to know how wide these little guys are. So this is 1 inch here. This is 1.5 inches, and the word wild, because I wanted to use that one, is almost 3.5 or 3, just over 3. I can't remember right now exactly what it was. So our card has to be at least that wide, right? Plus some extra. And then we're going to use this guy twice. You can't really do it with the circle one. It's going to look funky, but you can do it with this more like a rectangle one, where you can cut it and then just move it over and cut it again. So then you're still going to have that straight line, and then you're still going to have it cutting down. So I'll show you that in just a minute. So this is a little more complicated than what you would normally do, but I want you to understand that if you just normally stamp it, like this is your white card, you're going to cut it out, and you'll see in just a minute. When you go to color it, it's just not going to work out. Or, again, what's the point of stamping it on here if you have to stamp it again and then cut it out, fussy cut it, and stick it on here? So it's kind of... You still have to work with this. Now, this piece of cardstock is... I couldn't remember if I went with 5 or 5.5, so let me... 5 inches... Ooh... It's just shy of 5 inches. What's up? That's a bummer because I use my cutter. I really wouldn't need the whole 5 inches, but it's 5 inches. It's supposed to be 5 inches by 12. Okay. And all we're going to do is crease it. I'm going to go ahead and just fold it just so I have an idea of where I'm at. But of course you want to use, oh, that's what happened. It cut crooked. I was like, this should be a good 5 inches. you want to just fold it in half. So you're gonna, you know, score it at 6 inches. So now we have a card base that's 5 by 6, okay? And then I got this little piece of paper that has a wood pattern from the So Homemade paper pack. It has a lot of cute little wood patterns, even the burlap. I think something cute like that, right? That goes kind of with animals, I guess, for some reason. Let me move some of this stuff aside, because this is where we're gonna start doing math, guys, or just figuring it out as we go along. I'm gonna put this to the side for right now because I am gonna cut through both pieces at once to make the aperture, but I don't need the little figures and the words cut out on this wood paper, right? And this is cut at 4 3/4 inches by 5 3/4, okay? So it's just an 1/8 inch all around, smaller than my paper at the background. You can cut it the same size if you want. You don't have to, but I just like the way the mat looks better. So we're gonna bring this guy out, and if you can hear my laundry and my dryer is like really loud, sorry. It's banging around stuff there. Let me bring everything out that we're gonna use just so you can kind of see what I'm going for. And again, you can use it just simple. I'll show you how to use it if you weren't gonna make it bigger, okay? Ooh, Lord, look at this thing. Be very careful with that one, it's wiry. So normally what you would do is you have your aperture and your card, however, whatever you want. You know, you put this down. And then you would pick your little guy. Let's say I wanted this. Ow! Oh, the way it's not connected there, it just like snapped off and flicked my finger. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Okay. That hurt. Okay, so we got the little wild. So normally what you would do is you're gonna come in here and die face down, of course. So I have my word wild. If I want it on this side, I'd put it there, and I put my little guy. And these are all supposedly designed so that they all fit within this space, okay? So whatever the word is, whatever the, like this little guy, he's wider than this guy, but the word baby is smaller, so they make it so that it fits perfectly. And you can interchange them. Even at that, you'd still have to just trim away some, but like, let's say I didn't want to use wild and I wanted to put baby, even though this is the giraffe one. Go in and put your baby, put your little giraffe, and even though there's a space there, you just cut that with scissors when you're done, because it's going to be connected to the paper, right, that little spot. So we're not going to use that right now. And then, okay, but if I had it, let's say I had it all set up, you would do your tape, 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 really tape this down so none of these guys are overlapping, okay? They can be right next to each other, but don't touch, don't overlap. So just the way I have it here, there's a little tiny gap, you see that? Put tape, run it through your machine, and now you have your aperture with your words cut out, okay? And you might have to do a little snipping. But what I want to do is add an extra little character here, so I'm not going to do the aperture yet, because otherwise, if you want to do math, go ahead and do math. I don't want to do math right now. I just want to cut this and then cut the aperture for the width that I need. So I'm gonna, hopefully, I know it's gonna be not too much. I just didn't want to have to do something special with this paper. Otherwise I would make a longer card. But so it's gonna have a little bit over here. I'm just trying to make sure this is centered. And I didn't want it too low either. So let me see where this aperture is gonna cut. That's okay. I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit. I wanted to be able to write a sentiment inside the card, but as our cards go, we can never actually use them to like write anything inside. Okay, I have this whole pack of tape in front of me. This is not what I need. I need this one. So low tack tape. Again, you can, you know what I'm saying, use a ruler to actually help you make sure this is straight. I'm gonna stick this one down first, I think, and then make sure the other things. So I hope I'm not losing you guys. I'm trying to make a fun card. And we'll see what happens. Again, maybe I should be, you know, I'm just eyeballing it, but maybe I should use a ruler, which is right next to me, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, so I'm gonna tape that one, and then I'm gonna tape this guy. Right next to the other die, okay? We're just trying to make sure. All right, let me turn on my machine. And I am gonna use a Gemini, so just bring this over. So cute. So I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna do the magnetic plate and my plastic shim and the other cutting plate. So this is gonna be a little funny, but if you wanna make a cute card with a lot of more detail than just the basic thing, you know, that's what I'm trying to do here. Otherwise you can watch lots of tutorials on how to, I'm sure people have them. Or like I said in that other one that I did. It just, I had to have some workarounds on that last one, so Let me make sure this cut all the way through. Okay, perfect, because I've been having a little trouble. You guys saw the video with the fairy garden. I had to run things through like so many times. Okay, so we're actually done with these bits, so we can put these back on the carriers and be done with them. Well, actually, we're kind of done with them. So let me back up a little bit. I'm gonna put this guy here. Now, if I wanted the word wild to be a different color, you can cut this out again and then just trim off the bottom and stick it on here. But my background is going to be white, and then I already cut out that cute wood paper, so that wood paper is going to go in the front of that. So I already have some, you know, something different there. And let's get this guy off. I was really looking forward to these. They're really cute. They are, I think, a little juvenile, right? For kids. Or someone who's playful, or, you know, someone who likes kitty cats. You can do that too. I'm leaving out the animal dyes because I think we're going to have to use them again. Okay. So right now nothing's come apart. But if you had cut it out with your aperture, the aperture would have cut out too, and then you'd move on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the aperture, and it perfectly lines up there, which is great because I just realized, oh, that was one thing I didn't think about. And you can also do partial die cutting. If it doesn't work out for you, I'm trying to make it straight at the top, what I'm looking at here. Even though down here it might be a little crooked. I'm going to stick that down. I'm just using the same low-tech tape I just used. So hopefully it does not move. And I'm going to run this through. It's going to cut this piece out. And then I'm going to move it over to cut this piece. And it's going to have a long piece. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So let's leave that there. Same cutting sandwich. Oh, you know what? Before I forget, see, I almost forgot. I wanted to cut this paper out at the same time. That way it's exactly the same and I don't have to mess with it. So I would pour it on the front, and my plan wasn't ever to put it on the front because then I can't see through to these guys, right? It was to go ahead and just put it on the back and just make sure that I put it on the back basically how I would have put it on the front of the card, right? So I'm going to line this up. Ooh, thank goodness I remembered. Okay, so all I'm doing with this one is lining it up pretty much where I would want it on the front of the card, but on the back here, so it cuts through both layers. And I'm going to tape it down there, that way it doesn't move. And it's not in the way of these things, the tape. Okay, ooh, I'm glad I remember that, because I wanted this tutorial to be smooth and easy to follow because it might be a little tricky. Okay, I'm going to run that through. And it'll pretty much show you what the car would have looked like if we had just, you know, done the one little animal and the one thing. And you can do this as long as you want, obviously, if you had a longer strip of paper or two papers you join together to make a long card. Oh, something is sticking for some reason. What is sticking? Weird. Okay. All right. So I just want to show you, I can see that it cut through both layers. That's what I needed. I put this back down, and now all I'm going to do is pick this up. So if initially this was the card, you would see that this is basically what it would have looked like. Ooh. Be gentle. Be gentle. Oh, it's starting to tear a little bit. Alright, let's be... Oh my gosh. That low-tack tape just took off the back side of the card, if you can see that. This little back piece. Low-tack. Some people say they wipe it off before they use it anyway, even though it says low-tack, and I forget to do that sometimes. Look at this. Well, that really stuck down. Probably because that extra piece of paper added another shim, so it really, like, gave more pressure. Okay. So now you see this would have been it, and you would have moved on, and you'd have your little card. Super cute, right? Oh, look at that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and move this. That was pretty good. It almost cut exactly where I needed. Alright, so what I'm going to do with this guy is butt it up. Hopefully, I was going to say, ooh, I might end up cutting. Okay, we are going to have to do partial die cutting, guys. So I was just talking about that. You don't want this to cut through the W, obviously. So I'm still going to butt it up. What I'm doing is feeling the edge, the cutting edge, and making sure that butts up against this. Okay? And now I'm going to line it up. So I think I have it in the right spot. So hopefully that makes sense what I'm saying. I'm butting it up. Cutting edge to cutting edge here. I'm going to tape that just so it doesn't move. So theoretically, it should make a nice, smooth cut to here. That's all I want to cut. So what I'm going to do, and you guys know with partial die cutting, we can either, well, the easiest thing for me to do is to put this, let me think. I'm gonna run it off the side, this very edge, just so I know exactly where it's cutting, right? You see that? All I'm doing is just making the sandwich to here, basically, so it cuts it nicely and it's not gonna cut anymore. You actually have a little more room to cut with that. And then I'm gonna put the same sandwich back on top. Ah. As long as the sandwich is complete to there, but not here. We don't want to cut this. So I'm gonna run it through. And we're doing our partial die cutting. And I could stop it and run it back this way. It shouldn't cut any more than what we need because it just doesn't have plates, you know? See what I'm saying? The plates aren't there, so it's not gonna push this down. So with any luck, this cut nicely and we're good to move on, but we will see. This thing's all stuck. There we go. So it looks like a little hot mess, but we will fix it right now. Let's take this tape. Let's carefully take this tape. And I think we got it, you guys. I might have to do a little Frankensteining, but that's okay. Take that off. Let's take our piece of paper from the back off because we're gonna bring that to the front in just a minute. Now this one we are gonna have to cut ourselves, so let's we have to use our ruler to do the X-Acto at the bottom. So I know this is like a lot of steps, but it's just another way to use it. And I wanted to do something different. Now look at that, not bad. It moved just a little bit, so I might have to perfect that. What I would do is just take my, excuse me, take my X-Acto or whatever and try to just straighten that little bit out. So not bad at all. Right, just that little extra. I mean, come on, that's pretty good. Pretty good. And then this guy, you're basically gonna have to cut from cutting edge where it cut to the other edge. And hopefully I do this straight, I don't know, I can't really tell. And do not cut through, because that is very thin, what I left there, right? Because this is very small. Hey, pretty good. And then that is going to fit right over this, and the aperture is exactly the same. And actually this wood one cut out prettier than the white one, so that's perfect. Look at that. So it fit right in there, and it's exactly the same. So I hope you guys, you know, like that. It's not the sturdiest card because, like I said, I wanted to make the size something where you didn't have to splice two pieces of paper together. You could, or you could have made it deeper. I just wanted it to look more rectangular than square. So what we're going to do now is the inking, and what I want to tell you is, okay, so there's a lot of cards that Sarah showed that were like this. Now let's say, cool, you know, we got it. I'm just going to get a stamping block. I might open up my stamping block that I got from Crafter's Companion. This is a big one. I'd rather use the smaller one, so I have the 4-inch one. I'll probably grab that in just a second. But I just want to quickly show you a little demo. Let's say we grabbed our stamp. And now we're ready to stamp. So she had a bunch of cards that look just like this, where it has a little, you know, layer over the top. But if I go to stamp this, his little paws are going to be see-through, because, you know, it has the lines, and they're going to be on here. Okay, so if I don't stamp over that, I'm going to stamp it here, but then when I put this on, the bottom of the paws are covered up. So that's kind of why I was like, this is kind of disingenuous in a way, because basically you're going to have to stamp this on a white piece of paper, color it in, do whatever you want, cut them out with the little die, which is what we're going to do, and then fussy cut the rest of his little paw area and then stick them on. Now the one on the back we can totally just stamp and do what we want and color them in even, because you're going to have another piece over the front. But those are things that you have to kind of think about. I think they should have worked it out. They should have given us a whole face stamp. They should have given us a whole body, you know, die, and this one. I know that's a little extra and stuff, but it's like that's the only way to make this thing really work. Or don't put a cover and just put your little mat down here, or don't even put a mat. I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? There's all these workarounds you have to do. So let me get my ink, some extra little paper, because this is not stamping paper anyway, but I'm gonna get some stamping paper so we can do the little faces. And we're almost done. Okay, so I have a little piece of stamping card here. We're gonna put this to the side for now. And I have my alcohol-proof die. And so I'm just gonna ink this up and stamp the little face. We're not going to need this again, I don't think, because we're not going to stamp it again on the front of the card. There's no need. But if you were going to stamp it on the card, you would get, you know, line it up nicely and stamp it right in there. And we're going to do it on the back side one, so you'll still see what I mean by that. But we're just not going to do the front at this point. And then I'm going to stamp a little giraffe. Give him a little room because we also need to use the dies right now. Actually, I'm going to color them first before I use the dies, because then otherwise you're going to have this little tiny persnickety thing that you have to color in and then cut it out. So what I'm going to do is grab some, oh Lord have mercy, some inks and color them in. I did get a little double stamping there. I probably could turn it over, but I'll go with it. Let me grab some inks and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm using my Spectrum Noirs, and I'm not really going to film this because I'm not like the best colorist in the world, but I have Ice Gray blend for just the elephant. Oh, maybe she gets a little pink for his ears. I don't know. And then I have, what's weird about this, I have all of them right in the auto ship. The only yellow is the yellow green blend, and then the light yellow is this one. It's kind of greeny yellow. I'm like, no, no, no. So I'm using the citrus blend, even though it seems weird to use. And then gold yellow blend, which makes this darker brown for the little giraffe guy. So basically, whenever I do something like this with like, I'm gonna go in, let's say I'm gonna color, this better be the light side, it should be. Let's say I'm going to color his little face at this point. So we're going to do the whole thing, as much of it as I can. That makes sense. Maybe I'll stop at the ears. And then I'm going to come in with the darkest one, wherever I think there might be some dark, I don't know where that would be, but let's say here. Oh, it looks like he's a little old man. And then under his little trunk, and maybe some of these lines. Wherever you think there should be like a shadow. And then you can come in with the mid one and pull that out, but this is so small, I don't think it's the biggest deal. I'm just going to go back with the light. Oopsie. And blend that through again. Super easy. If I feel like I need to go back and get some more dark, I will do that, but then I'll go and do the next section, which would be like his little ears. I guess he's going to be completely gray. I don't know. Kind of boring, huh? Except for his little nails. Like I said, we could have brought in a little pink under his ears, but a little Dumbo-ish, I guess. But I'll continue adding in shadows, and then with the little yellow guy, I'll pretty much do all yellow again, put the darker yellow where I think it goes, and then the little dots are going to be brown. And I will be right back. Okay, so that's done there. And so all I'm going to do is line up our little... Oh, what I want to show you is, see, the back, and this honestly, I didn't color enough. It should be really saturated back here. So if it was saturated that much, this thing would go completely through there and it would be showing up on the backside, or the backside showing up on the front, you know. So let me put these, all I'm going to do is just put our little dies, and hopefully it doesn't move, and hopefully that's going to be okay. And I'll do the same thing for the giraffe. I'm going to run it through my machine, you know, just your basic sandwich, and I will be right back once these are cut out. Okay, so I just ran that through. Oh, they're so cute. But a bummer that we were going to have to bust out our scissors and cut this up. So we're going to do some fussy cutting, guys. It's not too much, but it's enough. And you might even have to do this with the backside one. It just depends on what you're going for, you know, on your little card. And I'm going to put this away before I lose it. Which means I'm just going to stick it back on the carrier. And this little guy, I think we're done with this. So again, put it back on a carrier sheet over here. Get rid of that tape later. And where are my little fussy cutting scissors? All right. So basically, the reason we have to fussy cut this is because it has all of this on there, right? But we want to get this little guy on here and, you know, cut around his little feet. So basically, that's all you have to do. It's not much. But, you know, it'd be nice if we had a little die for it. But again, probably leave as much around it as the rest of the die did. A little bit of white space. Or however you like, because if you end up going back around it and cutting it down further, you basically have to leave it alone because you want it to match up the die cut that you already have. Okay, so there's that. And then our little guy here. It just takes a few seconds, guys. Let me cut this away. This is kind of annoying. Okay. And again, like I always say, apply pressure to the scissors, like squeeze them, but move the paper with your other hand, so you're not, it just makes it smoother. So if you're going through and you're going, every one of those little points is gonna look obvious. So it's nicer just apply pressure and then move the paper with your other hand. Kind of got too close to that paw, but that's okay. It is so crazy today. It's been storming, like ridiculous storming, so it's gonna, you know, flooding and everything. And then I was looking ahead at the Grand Canyon because we like to go there in November. We went 2 Novembers ago. We went in February, basically only 7 months ago or 9 months ago, whatever that is. And now we're going again. And that's when we left the last time, is when the water started coming in our windows and we had that water damage. Was literally February 14th. And then we left on the 15th. And my husband's like, if we leave again, water, I'm like, this is crazy. It's like exactly the same problem we had. But we have new windows now. So not all the house. Some of the house still needs windows put in. So that's what our fear is. And when it started raining, I was like, no. I know it's good for us, but we do not want it. Okay, we're going to put these little guys aside for now. We're going to put away our little piece of thing here, and we're going to turn this over. And we need to stamp the back sides, right? Not this little guy's face. Let me put this away. So, you know, you can use a stamping tool just to help you line it up and then stamp that however you want. I'm going to use, like I said, the Crafter's Companion platforms that I just recently picked up. So there's another good way. Oh, I did want to mention that there are instructions on this one. I know in some of the stuff you get, there might not be instructions. Let me back up a little bit. But supposedly, how to make a card, and inside here. Basically this little section is what it tells you in English, and then French and Spanish and German, it looks like. So if you're using a stamping tool, you would just, you know, put this in your stamping tool, lay that on there so it's all nice and lined up, and then pick it up with your stamping tool and ink it up. But for me, it doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna try to line it up yet. I will push it down to pick it up, but I wasn't using that for lining it up in any way, shape, or form. And, oh, I dropped something. I hope it wasn't important. I'm gonna ink this little guy up. And I'm gonna try to look over the top, so hopefully I don't... what I do like about these stamp crafters is as you get closer, you can kind of shift it around if you're not in the right spot. I'm not really being able to tell if I'm in the right spot right now, but it's right enough. So we'll stamp that. And as you can see, he's a little bit to the left, but that's okay. These are acrylic stamps. I do want to make mention. They're not photopolymer, okay? So it's not like the most perfect image there. And I'll do the same thing for the other little guy. This is taking a while, guys. Actually, the cutting didn't take too long, and especially when I'm talking and explaining things, you know, I slow down, but oh my gosh, he is so cute, the little elephant bottom. And you can also do the same thing from backwards front, right? If you want his little bum on the back, or like one facing one way and one facing the other, like they're chatting with each other. You can do that too. You just have to do some different math as far as your paper around there. Because like, let's say this was the front of your card. It's still cute that he's just on the little white paper. It's not, you don't have to mat it, you know? But again, you're gonna have to cut out the body. Just like we did the little head, you'll cut out the whole body and put him on the front there. And then you can still mat it. So let's ink this up. I guess that's what I'm looking for. Ink would help. That looks okay. And I'm gonna try to line, this one's a little bit easier to line up. Of course I'm gonna say that and I'll probably just mess it up, but because it's just his little round head. Like this guy had a lot of little features. Yeah, there he is. So cute. So cute. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and color this in, guys, just like I did my other little dudes with the same colors. I'm just gonna color them in from the back. And so here it is, nothing on the front. I'll show you what it looks like once I'm done, and then you'll see that, yeah, you need to cover that up. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. So again, I didn't push through as much as I could have, but can you imagine if the little face was there and how ugly that would look? Like, you can't do that, you know? So there it is. Let's close our card up. We probably will put a little mat, a little something on the back side there. I'm not sure what right now. Let's see what we're gonna do. I really haven't planned out this far. So I was like, okay, I need this, I need that, but I totally forgot about finishing it up. And then what sentiment we want to use. So I'm gonna use the wet glue because I need to be able to fix this on here. And maybe we'll even dimensionally glue down our little dudes, I don't know. But let's put that, I'm trying to line it up already on one side. Oh, and I could have cleaned this up a lot better as far as that little tab right there, like sticking out. And maybe I'll do that. I'll just get my little scissors and clean that up. One thing about this glue, I like it, but it is sometimes, you know, it comes out everywhere. And it stays shiny. Do not get this on a picture. If you put this on a picture like I did with the Precious Memories album, because it was kind of getting all over the place, it just like destroys it because it's like a chemical. It's kind of like Beacon's 3-in-1. I mean, that's what it smells like, and that's kind of how it acts. So it's pretty caustic. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. Let me make sure this is where we want. I might bring this down just a little bit if I can. There we go. Okay. So as I let that dry, being very gentle with it, we have our little guys. So that's what I'm saying. We can either pop them up, which would be really cute, or just lay them right on top. I mean, it's up to you. I think maybe we can give it a little dimension. I think that'd be pretty cute. So let me get some of these little dimensionals on the back of them because I don't want to sit here doing that. And then take the backs off of them, and I'll be right back so we can put them on. Okay, we're almost done. So I have all the little backs taken off of that. And so we're just going to stick them down. Hopefully kind of straight over that. It's hard to tell because of the paper. Okay, perfect. And this little guy. I'm not really sticking it down or pushing it down until I kind of have a better idea. So cute. Look at that little dimension on them. Oh my gosh. And then I do have the tropical, I've just worked with this, right, when I made the Precious Memories album, and I have the 6x6 tropical paper pad, and I thought, oh, this will be good for a little backing behind here. So I picked this one that has like palms and other animals. So cute. And I did cut this one to 4 3/4 by 5 3/4, so it's just a little bit smaller. Again, if you want to make a little mat so you can write a note or a little message, you can do that. What I would do if I was going to do that is just in this very bottom part that's not showing through the aperture is where I would put that. I've been using my Fiskars cutting tool, and it is cutting crooked, and it's not me. I guess it's me, I don't know. But both of these were not cut exactly what I was looking for. Weird. Okay. So look how cute that is. Oh my gosh. Flippin' adorable. So, you know, if you want to ink up your letters, you know, I would have shown you, like, you could just put like something behind that and put some ink, like just a scrap piece of paper, right? Just, and ink it up before I would have put this little brown piece on and do some inking or however you like. The sentiment, that's the part I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get a sentiment on here. So I have the wild. What's cute is that some of these are interchangeable, but like this is a different font than this, you know? And I would have loved if this had we're, or because it says wild, like we're wild about you. There's I'm wild about you. Wild thing on your birthday. Have a wild birthday. What does this mean? Oh wait, go wild on your birthday, which is super cute. So basically if you're gonna, I would just stamp it on here. There's a lot going on. You can stamp it on another piece of paper, stick it down, however you like, but I'm trying to think what I want to do. Wild about you. Have hello wild thing, I guess. For you. Oh, wild for you. Yeah. Wild time. Maybe it's time. I don't know. Okay. I don't know what I want to do. Whatever. We'll just use have a wild birthday, and I guess I'll box this in as a birthday card. Sometimes I don't put something on it because I can send it out to someone later or do something else with it. But I'm just going to stamp this with black ink and let that be that. So let's pick up. Make sure I don't have ink all over this thing, because put it on the card somewhere else. So have a Wild. And then we have birthday, and I'll probably do that straight. I don't know. Or straight as I can put it. It might still be crooked. Aww. What do you guys think? That is it. Have a wild birthday. What I was trying to say is maybe if down here you write, you know, love whoever, or a little sentiment down in this area. Super cute. I was really looking forward to these. I think they're adorable. I wish there was an exclamation point. But there's not. Maybe I can draw one in. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope I didn't lose you on that with the, you know, different take that I took on this, but I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Let me know if you guys have these or if you're planning on getting them. Like I said, they were a better price on Crafter's Companion because HSN wasn't putting out their $20 off coupons or 20% off coupons, which there is one today, but obviously when you watch this, I don't know, maybe it's not there. And when I mentioned the coupons, people ask me how do you get them. It's only if you have the HSN site card, not even the HSN MasterCard. They used to give you the coupons on the MasterCard, and now they're like, no, it has to be the HSN store card. So now I have an HSN MasterCard and I have an HSN site card, which is worthless because it's only for HSN. I don't like getting cards, store cards, if it's not like a MasterCard, American Express, or Visa, somewhere, you know, I can use it other places than just that store, right? That includes like Macy's, all these places. Like, come on, dude. So hopefully that helps. Crafter's Companion right now is having some pretty good deals. They actually have the foam flower set for a pretty good price, especially if you have any kind of discount on top of the what they're selling it for right now with the Crafters TV. They have it for, I think, 50 bucks for what I paid. Well, I paid the same amount before, but I could get it 20% off now, right? I can get it for about 40 bucks. So, foam flower set, including the ball tools and everything. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And keep an eye out for more cards, hopefully using this because this is really adorable. But also, the next things I'll be working on, those dimensional box dies that I just picked up. And I really look forward to those. So I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.